Hey, thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and this is finally part 2 of What's in the Storage Box. And so, almost a couple of weeks ago, I started the series on what's in this storage box that I dug out of the closet, because I have boxes of stuff. Not as many as I used to, but a lot of my stuff is displayed. But I still have a couple of boxes of stuff up, and have to review them every once in a while to remember what's in them. And so I did that. I'll refer you back to that video to see what was, see the first stuff I brought out. I'm going to wrap it up on this one, but this was a temperature control box, so there is some good stuff in here. Some of it I showed last time. I didn't realize a lot of this stuff was in here. The stuff that I'll show at the end, I did. But a couple of issues 1 and 2 of Big Guy and Rusty the Robot, Rusty the Boy Robot, from the 90s, number 1 and number 2. Jeff Darrow. This was a bunch of Jeff Darrow artwork in here and his creation. These were only, believe it or not, back in the, let's see, what year? This would have been 1990. Well, 1990s. Okay, you can look it up. Okay, 1995. These were $4.95 a piece, US. And they are pretty much treasury size, a little bit smaller than treasury size, but look at the detail. If you don't know Jeff Darrow's work, get to know it. I think he did a series called Hard Boiled a while back. That may have been, I think he was working with Frank Miller on that. I think Frank Miller created Hard Boiled, or wrote it, I should say. But the detail in some of Darrow's work was just amazing. Well, all of Darrow's work was just amazing. That opening page there of issue 1 with the lab there and they're just, you know, just the detail. I don't know if it's a lab, if they're observing something there, but just the level of detail he has. And I don't even know what Darrow's doing these days. I love his monsters. There's a good example of one of his monsters. Love to see him do a Godzilla story. Why Jeff Darrow hasn't done a Godzilla story, I don't know. But anyway, so good stuff there, cool stuff. Jeff Darrow's Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot. Now, this is an envelope full of stuff that my friend Michael Vance sent me years ago. And what these are actual, they're 1960s, I believe. I'll have to check the dates to be sure. I could be way off. No, they are. They're 1960s. Tales of the Green Beret comic strips from, the newspaper comic strips by Joe Kubert. Okay, so there's this was a 1967 strip here, and just of course you can always tell Joe Kubert's art. Just great stuff there. And Joe Kubert did, I don't know how long he did Tales of the Green Beret, but I know you can get that material all reprinted these days. Okay, so just some great stuff there, and fun stuff. So anyway, I was very thrilled when Michael sent me that, and I don't remember why he sent me that. I think just because he's Michael, just because he's a good friend, and he collected stuff like that. Now, next are a few newspaper strips. This one I'm about to show you is from, my goodness, 1906. Looks like, I can't tell. I guess the print is so small. It is the Winnipeg Free Press, September 1st, 1965 or 55. I honestly can't tell. But what this is from a strip called Tales from the Great Book. I'm going to leave these in the plastic just because it's hard to get them back in there. These are by a guy named John Leddy. John Leddy, who was a Golden Age and Silver Age comic book artist. Tales from the Great Book, as you can see there from there, as you can imagine, these were comic strip adaptions of Bible stories. And there's one, that one's Joshua's Double Battle, okay? John Leddy, though, was just a really cool, great comic book artist. I bid once. I've only seen one example of his original comic strip art. It was a great scene of Samson pushing down the columns and collapsing, you know, the buildings on the on the Philistines at the end of his life. I bid on that, and I thought I was going to get it. This was a big column spread. This was the original art for a big panel, and I thought I was going to get it. And I think I had back. This was several years ago. I think I had bid up to like $250 on it, and I was about to get it. And literally in like the last 5 seconds, a $600 bid came up. And what gets me is, or what surprised me was, a lot of bids had to come in before that, because if the $600 bid would have only beat me by 20 bucks, it would have gone for 220 or 270, 20 over whatever it was I bid for it. But it actually went for over 600. So a bunch of bids came in at the last few seconds. That was back in the days when we had slower internet also. So anyway, here's another one, Tales from the Great Book, Samson and Delilah. And that is the illustration. I think it was this. No. I'm getting things mixed up, folks. I'm sorry. Pardon my memory. This is what made me think it was the fall of the wall, the Jericho wall. That's what the original art was from. But anyway, this is cool too. There's Samson pushing down the columns on the buildings. You see how your mind plays tricks on you sometimes? All right. Anyway, so anyway, it was the walls of Jericho that was the original art that I almost got. Well, I didn't really almost get it. Didn't come close, as a matter of fact, but I did bid $250 on it. Anyway, cool stuff there. I love John Letty's work. I also have here an AP photo. I got this on eBay years ago. This is an AP photo of John Letty at his art table. And in fact, he is working on, of course, a panel there from Tales from the Great Book. Okay. And when I saw this, and I got this for next to nothing on eBay, I think I'm like $8 to $10, and shipping was nominal. I mean, it was just not much at all. I jumped on it because that's just a very cool, piece. Artist John Letty. It's got the dated excerpt here, March 20th, 1954. Okay. Artist John Letty is shown with a completed panel for his color picture series illustrating the stories of the Bible. Letty got the idea from an army buddy with whom he was hospitalized for wounds in World War II. The series starts in the Denver Post Sunday. So very cool piece of history there about an artist that a lot of people don't know. Okay, a lot of comic artists don't know, or a lot of comic fans don't know. But that's John Letty. I also have and I've done this before. I believe if you search my channel, you'll find this. I have a portrait that he did of someone. I thought it might have been a self-portrait. I hoped it might have been a self-portrait. Pencil drawn and on a big canvas and everything. I actually, after months, managed to contact his daughter. And I knew it was his because it had Letty. His sign had Letty signed on the front or the back of it. I don't remember. She confirmed that it was her father's work, but she said it wasn't a self-portrait. She didn't know who it was of. So he was just doing a portrait for somebody, which was very cool in and of itself. Anyway, this next one is one of my all-time favorite pieces of art. It is an original. It is a collector's item. It is from my oldest son when he was probably about 4 or 5 years old. This is Wolverine and the Black Panther. Okay, so I love that. And that would be up, should be up, but I'm not sure these days. It wouldn't embarrass him. I'm not sure. He's 18. Anyway, thought he did a good job on those characters there, especially on Wolverine's claws. Okay, and so anyway, great stuff there from my son when he was a young guy, just a little guy. All right, let me get got some multicolored pricing labels and such in here. Get past that stuff. Next is some really special items here. All right. Let me give you a clue as to these first. Let's take a trip back to TV land of our childhood, or for one or two of you guys, maybe your teenagehood. But let's take a trip back and take a look at a really cool commercial that most of us, I'm sure, really loved when we were younger. Let's just take a look back.
Day after day, Toothopolis stands behind its beautiful wall of teeth, ever vulnerable to the cavity creeps.
We climb tooth, make hole.
The cavity creeps. I'll call the crest team.
Crest, the siren. The cavity creeps must be near our beloved wall of teeth.
Yes, at the upper back molar.
Crest.
Hurry into the Crestmobile.
Crest, protect us.
This is a good spot for big hole.
We must fight the cavity creeps with our fluoride.
Take this, cavity creeps.
Crest! No! Drat that crest!
Yay! Toothopolis is saved!
The cavity creeps are a constant threat to every Toothopolis.
So you must fight with us.
Have regular checkups.
Watch treats.
And brush after every meal with C-E-S-T.
Okay, so there you go. You got the image I want you to have in your mind. A lot of comic book fans know these days. Those cartoons, the storyboards and character designs and everything, those were done by Herb Trimpe, well-known comic book artist Herb Trimpe. And what I have here is a few items that I got on eBay several years ago. Everything you see here, I got for less than $100. First of all, here are some of the cavity creeps. Let me put the paper back there. The cavity creeps. Okay. These are done by Trimpe. Here is, I have to leave these aside. Part of the problem with this is I'm not sure how, I've never really known that much about how you're supposed to take care of transparencies. There's the little boy, okay, or a little boy, part of the crest team. There's the puppy. Let me get that a little bit closer. And some of the ink is starting to come off. I don't know what to do about that. If anybody knows anything about taking care of these transparencies, I hope you'll let me know. At this point, I would be willing to get rid of most of them, unload them to somebody. I'd keep a few of my favorites for framing if I knew how to frame them and take care of them. There's another cavity creep. Okay. Oh, let's see. It's just some bigger stuff here. Now this one is probably one of the ones I would keep. This does have Herb signed this one. Okay, so there's a cavity creep with Herb Trimpe's signature. Okay, part of a cavity creep there. All right. I'm not going to show you the tiny images. Let's just move on to the bigger ones. There's another cavity creep coming up, scaling the wall of Toothopolis. Okay. Some more cavity creeps as they're hit with the crest gun. And then some of the crest team there scrubbing the walls, protecting the walls. Okay. On the other side here, and there's some of the suds. I don't know how these cells were used. I assume that some of them were overlapped, and such as that. Again, any of you who know how the cells were used, comment down below, or you know, let us know, you know. Some sketches, some drawings. Okay, there's the little boy. Again, to my knowledge, as far as I know, Trimpe, this is all his work. So let me get to some, oh, here we go. This is some of the stuff that I would keep to frame. I'm not that big of a transparency guy, but things like this, okay, partial, but still, when you're making cartoons, making cartoons and animation is not like making comics, obviously. And this, okay, very cool stuff there. Again, all of this I got online, I got on eBay for less than $100. This was, I don't think these can be acquired as easily these days. Okay. Right. So again, this looks like they may be inked. Okay. And continuing, keep going with this. This is very cool. There's a drawing of Toothopolis, part of it, in color. That would be nicely framed, should be nicely framed and put up. And then, oh, another transparency with the cavity creeps colored. Okay, and let's see if it's just about last bit here. Oh my goodness. Please try not to pay any attention to this sound. I'm gonna make y'all cringe. Now, believe it or not, there is no ink transfer onto this paper. I hate that sound. Here's one last one of one of the cavity creeps. And then finally, the crest vehicle. So very cool stuff there. All right. And there you go. That's the end of that box. Of course, the last part, very much worth the wait. Some original work, not from comics, but from TV animation by Herb Trimpe. Okay. And again, I'm serious about this. If anybody knows anything about transparencies, send me information about how to preserve them and how to take care of them, because I don't know how. All I know is to put them in a box away from light and in temperature control, and that's all I know. But if there's a certain type of Mylar they ought to be in or something like that, just let me know. I'd appreciate the information. But anyway, that's it. I just wanted to show you the rest of what was in that storage box, and I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you appreciate it, I've gotten a surge of subscribers again here lately. I made it up over 700, and looking to go even further and just keep going, but mostly just here to have fun and here to entertain you and show you some neat collectibles whenever I can, especially comics, obviously. But if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. If you enjoy the video, go ahead and like the video, comment on the video especially, and share the video even. But tell people about 4-Color Commentary and have them check it out. Maybe they'll like it as well. Anyway, thanks for watching 4-Color Commentary, and I'll see you next video.